just
Okay.
actually
Good.
hooked up my mic, so
Ah, okay, okay.
I was
Yeah, I was just
charging my
making
headset,
sure.
so I haven't really
Oh,
talked
I
to anyone
see.
else.
Well, you have one of those headless, not headless, cordless headset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Hold on here. I'm just getting into a game. Yeah, it's too bad you don't want to get on the D3, and that way we just like quote unquote virtually meet. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not playing, but we'll
Yeah.
like maybe meet in
Kinda,
the tavern. I
I'm
like
kind of
that kind of
done.
stuff. You're kind
Kind
of
of done
drunk.
with D3. No, I'm kind of done with D3 for now.
I didn't quite hear what you said.
Oh, I said I was kind of done with
Oh,
D3.
you're done. Oh, you don't
Yeah,
like
for
the game
now.
anymore?
I just haven't
Oh,
played it in a while. I've been
I
bored of
see.
it.
Oh, I got it.
Played it for a few weeks pretty hard, and then
You played it for a few weeks pretty hard? Okay.
yeah, and then burned myself out on it.
I see. Let me turn off the volume here. Not the sound, but the music. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, that's too bad. Okay. I mean, we won't really be playing, you know what I mean? It's just like a virtual meeting, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I'm in my background. I have Tristram, and I'll stand next to the tavern owner. Okay, it'll just be like. Okay, you know, I asked Sean if he's able to come join, and I don't know, maybe he's busy doing something, but he said he's gonna get it. He'll get it when it comes out. So,
cool.
yeah. Give me just a second, okay? Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone is gonna either join, like if Sean would join, or if, I don't know, did you ask Genesis if she's gonna join?
I haven't asked her yet. She probably
Okay.
would if I asked her, but
Mm,
I don't know
okay,
what
okay.
I don't know what input she would have because she
I
just
s-
looks to me for all the answers.
oh, okay, I see. And my brother is sleeping, so either, you know, we can get more people one of two ways, but I'm going to be quite honest with you. It might just be us, because a good chance. One of two
I
ways,
was just
meaning that either
expecting.
they'll.
I mean,
I was going.
I was just expecting it to be us. So
Oh, okay, okay. Because they'll either come and join us, the ones who intend to play with us, or they'll just random people may join us in the chat. Uh, Highly doubt that. I don't have a lot of subscribers, and it really depends on the hour that I do it at too. Um, you know, if I'm lucky, I have two, maybe three people come join, and they're all people I know, anyways. But sometimes there's like a random person, and they stay for a little while. Um, but yeah, yeah. Um, I guess we can begin. You know, as you can probably already tell by the title, it's Diablo 2 Resurrected Hangout. So I'm hanging out with my new friend Trejan, and we'll be discussing builds and strategy for Diablo 2 Resurrected. If you've seen my other video, I've already planned on using a necromancer. Um, it was either like a necromancer or sorcerer, but I think I'm going to go necromancer, and you know, maybe sorcerer on the side, you know, juggle both. It's going to be tough for me to get the runes to make Enigma. Uh, Burr, F, Job, F, and Burr, I believe it was. That's not going to be easy with 2 high ruins. So um, I guess the only thing is either just hope one of them drops and I get items that I'm able to trade for the one I'm missing. But I've never had a high ruin drop. The only exception maybe is a Zod. I had that maybe drop one time. And maybe that I could trade for something. But in any case, yeah, do you want to begin or start off and say what kind of build?
Let me see what Genesis wants to get in here.
Oh, sure. Okay, okay.
Told her to jump in. She'll probably
Sure.
A second.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, Enigma, or if you're getting like even worse, where you want Infinity, I think you're using 2 Burr runes there, if I'm not mistaken.
Infinity, okay. I don't remember.
For some people, that for the immunity, you put it on your follower to
Yeah.
break immunes.
Mhm,
Yeah, it's
and-
like multiple high runes. Are you gonna have the items to trade? I mean, even a Zod rune, we can talk about, like, because we've been on Project Diablo, and the economy might be like slightly different on there, just because there's
Oh, yeah.
more things. But
yeah.
like, generally speaking, I imagine it's not going to be a whole lot different. If anything, stuff might be a little bit more expensive because there's less areas to farm.
Mm.
But generally speaking, like, if you got a Zod rune, it's okay, but it's not great. It's only used in one rune. One rune word. The value of a Zod rune it was like 0.8, and they kind of had its own currency on there.
No, what did you say it was? 28?
0.8.
Oh, 0.8.
High
what does that
runes.
mean? Oh, high runes. Okay.
Well, so we're talking like trading value. So this is I've been kind of deep in this world of
I see.
trading, at least on Project Diablo, and like I said,
Yeah.
economy might be different. I just don't see how much. I don't see it being radically different.
I see.
What it is here, but like as of on there, so runes were going for a certain value. Some runes have higher values than others. Some runes, like a Burr, is actually the most valuable. It's one of the ones you need for Enigma. So they're valuing, and they call it like high runes, HR.
Yeah, that I remember.
You know, right? So your low rune, which is you're gonna use for like fortitude, is worth like 1.25. Okay. Zod is much higher, but it's only worth 0.8.
Yeah, when you say like 0.8, what is that? You're talking about trade value for Stone of Jordan, right?
We're talking trade value. Yeah, similar. It's kind of expanded from Stone of Jordan, but
oh, really?
a cham, which is like just below Zod, 0.4. So like, we were trying to buy gear. Genesis and I, we were trying to get runes, and we got 2 cham runes. I'm like, well, it's good, but it's not great. Unfortunately, like, we got high runes, but they're chams. That means we got 2 of them great, but it's still only worth 0.8. When we're trying to buy stuff that's worth like 1.5 to 2. So like, it gets you up there. So an ohm, 0.75.
Oh wow.
Like a Vex was 0.5. ghoul was 0.25.
What was jaw and burr again?
So like your low is 1.25, your sir is 1.75, your jaw was 1.5, your burr was
1.5.
3. Your burr was 3.5. That's what the
Whoa.
general trade currency that we were dealing with for the last month or so.
Oh.
That was pretty consistent with that.
Okay. And
So
I'm
if you're
just kind
looking
of
at
curious
getting a
what.
burr, if you're
What?
looking at getting a burr rune,
Uh huh.
trading stuff to get a burr rune, you're gonna need enough stuff to trade that may be equivalent to around that value.
Wow.
A good item might be worth half that. It could be worth that if it's perfect. Like
Yeah. See,
I
this
gotta,
this is
I
good because since you've been doing Project Diablo 2, your knowledge of the D2 world is much more current than mine, of course, because you've been doing that. So yeah, I'm glad that the value of these things. So that's cool. Now, to be
yeah.
quite
So like,
honest, yeah.
well, like there's times where you get a good drop and it's like, oh sweet, we could definitely trade that. So we got a Griffins
The
headpiece.
Griffin's Eye,
I
right?
had, yes.
Uh huh.
Um,
Okay.
we got one of those to drop. We were stoked, but the Griffins was only, it had a low roll on the 10% damage. I think it was a roll. It was a low roll with no sockets, so it was a
Mm,
Griffins, but it was a less desirable Griffins.
I see.
So for me to pick up a blur rune, I had to trade that on top of two other things, a couple other runes and a couple other things, just to equate to enough equal value. Because some items can be good, but people aren't going to take it. There's so many items out there, I've noticed, and I've been watching threads, trade threads. People, they have to do slow mode on Discord because
Oh, yeah. Okay.
because people post so often. You can only post 2 hours, once every 2 hours in slow mode. And
Whoa.
yeah, and I'm watching all the gear go up there, and it's just tons of it, right?
Mm,
And a lot of people, they just want high runes. It's all they
yeah.
want is high runes. They put gear up there for high runes. Um, there wasn't a time where, and we mostly bought gear. We would take most of our runes. We made a couple rune words when we had the space too. Nothing too
Real
crazy.
quickly, I'm just kind of curious. What is the value of an enigma? Decent one. It doesn't have to be maybe the perfect enigma or anything, but
I mean, like
somewhere
you're
around the
already.
middle.
I think it's like two burr runes plus others, so you're looking at like probably 10 at minimum.
Well, enigma is two burr ruins plus.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh
Let's.
wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Enigma. I'm thinking. What you call it? The weapon, Infinity.
Oh, infinity.
Enigma.
Yeah.
It's probably around five or
Five.
six,
5 or 6.
5 or
What?
6.
That when now
Because you're
again
using
when
a
you say
jaw,
yeah,
because you have a jaw and a burr in there, and that is
yeah.
at this currency level, that's already at 5. So it's probably like 6, and then you
And
have the
when you say
base.
5, you mean 5 SOJs? Or no, does it
5
not
high
work like
runes.
that?
Six. It's
Oh,
more like
five
six
higher.
high runes.
Well, everything is
6
now
high
high
runes.
runes.
They
I
say
see.
high
Six
rune
high
level. They would say
runes for an
they would
enigma.
say they would say probably 6 at minimum because you
So,
have the
so you're saying no
base.
one trades with SOJ anymore?
No, it's high runes.
Oh, now it's become high runes.
I
Okay.
I yeah. Enigma was probably at least 6 high runes because you're looking at the base, which is the armor with the appropriate amount of slots.
Do you feel
And
now,
what they're
though, because of it's Diablo 2 Resurrected, it's not Project Diablo 2 anymore, do you feel as if things like it will revert back to being, SOJs as the currency and high ruins, maybe the two?
SOJs was the currency before they did rune words and all that stuff. Once they brought that
I
stuff all
see.
out, it's gonna be all runes. That's what's going to be the
Diablo
trade.
ruins. I got it. Okay. I see.
From my understanding, like the whole SOJ thing was
The
something
duping.
prior to that.
I see. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because of the duping. Okay.
It was because it was turned in for
Oh, well, hey.
currency to spawn Uber's bosses.
I didn't even realize you showed up, Genesis. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to the discussion Hangout, and it's actually streaming. If you want to Twitch stream it on your end as well, I mean, Trigun
Stuff
has
set up right now.
yeah, he has Diablo 2 or Project Diablo 2 is his background. Mine is just Diablo 1. I thought we were all going to meet virtually in Diablo 3 and hang out in what was Kane's daughter's name again? Leah, in Leah's bar, and we can just pretend we're sitting at the bar and we can discuss this. But it's okay. This works out fine. Yeah.
The reason that SOJs were currency is because originally you would turn them into vendors, and there was a counter that would track how many had been turned into the vendor. And when enough of them had been vendored, then Uber Diablo would walk the server, and people would do IP traces to figure out which server he spawned on, and it was a whole thing. And it was because of that they kind of removed that mechanic and put in rewards.
I see. Okay. Now, how do we get an Annie? I saw in a video for an Annie, an Anilus gem, because I just saw very recently, like some hours ago, a video showcasing just some kind of, what was like a build guide thing. And it looked like he killed Rakanishu. At least it looked like it. Maybe he killed something else. And the boss dropped a unique, what is it called, legendary? I'm not sure, but well, unique legendary, small charm. You know, so not a blue one, not a blue small charm, but it was a unique.
I think it's Diablo clone.
It was Diablo clone.
Yeah, it's something I believe that's beyond past the.
I see.
Like
so
you
was
get
not
the torch
Rakanishu.
doing Ubers.
Yeah.
You get the torch doing Ubers, and then I think that's Diablo clone.
Oh, Diablo clone he must have killed. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Because it looked like he was in Stony Fields or something, but I guess he can spawn anywhere.
But yeah, like how we're gonna get that is just, I'm gonna be making a paladin on top of my Amazon, and my paladin's gonna be Smite build, and he's just gonna be an Uber's paladin.
Okay.
Otherwise, you just buy them. And they go.
What'd you say? Oh, buy them? Okay. And they go for what?
Yeah. When I bought mine, they were worth just about 1.5 high runes.
Oh, hey. Okay. It must be hard.
And
How do you do it? The 0.5.
You're buying.
Oh, you buy it unidentified. Okay.
You're buying it unidentified, and I mean, you just whatever you can trade that's worth 1.5. But like I said, problem too with the trading is like a lot of people, you could have some decent items, they don't want it because they already have too many items. They want to get rid of their items, right?
Yeah.
They want to dump them on you. Like they don't like having all this garbage in their bags.
I just bought mine for a champ.
Oh, hey. Okay.
It's even cheaper.
Yeah.
And the guy wasn't really happy that he was going to have to break it. But
well, let's see here. Well, why don't we talk about the kind of character we're gonna play or make.
Well, you were talking about your character.
Yeah.
And you were unsure of your spec.
Yeah. At first, I thought I was just gonna max out skeleton and skeleton mastery, and of course, I'll be getting other skills, but those were like the main ones. And then I realized when I used your D2 planner guide, at max, it was only 8 skeletons. There was a time at the very beginning where it was like every point equaled a skeleton. So, and then you had the plus item, so you can have like 25 skeletons running around or so, you know what I mean? 20, 30 skeletons. And they changed that. Were you around during that time? When
I don't
they were
remember that
huge?
change, but yeah,
Wow.
I
Okay, then you
remember
weren't
when you had
there.
a ton of them. But
Yeah, and they changed, they cut that down tremendously. So now it's just 8. So I think I will have to also get the skeletal mages, if anything, just for like a buffer, you know, uh, and maybe not max out skeletal mage, but have some going on, you know, to use with the skeleton. So maybe have like 3 or 4 skeletal mages, and then I'll have the 8 skeleton, and then a golem. So I think that would be my build. I think I'm also gonna have Bone Prison and Iron Maiden amp damage, a Teeth, and Bone Spear. I'm going by memory here, you know, from when I use that planner.
yeah, there's a
Yeah,
way where you just the planner, like you were asking about how to,
yeah, to save it.
it'll automatically save it. If you just like reopen it, it'll say restore last session on
Oh,
it.
really? Okay, hold on, because I didn't get that. Because when I went back to it, I don't have to click any kind of save. It will just remember.
Will be an option. It kind of appears over in the area where, like, the character, where you would see all the gear and stuff over on the left-hand side, and the
Okay, I
little
see.
box will come up that asks you restore last session.
Or restore. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. I don't know how I missed that. Um. Yeah. Yeah. This looks good. Let's see. Am I able to? Okay. Let me see if I'm able to do this. If it will let me do it. Yeah. Okay. So this is what it's gonna look like. So for now I put 5 into Skeletal Mastery. This is at 30, at level 30. So 5 into Mastery, but hold on, I have 6 points remaining, so let me just put that all into Skeletal Mastery. So I have 11, I have 1 into Golem Mastery. I'm not too sure if I should put more. 1 Clay Golem, 18 Ray Skeleton, I have 1 into Ray Skeletal Mage. Yeah. Okay. So who wants to go next to discuss their build?
Well, mostly came on because you said you had some more questions. Like you were a little unsure what you
Oh no,
wanted
that.
to do.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought this hangout was we were all going to discuss our builds or something.
I mean, hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, my question was just the I guess not so much a question, just something I remembered when using that was yeah, they took off the 1 point equals 1 skeleton, and they made it where it's just 8 maximum. So now I have to kind of rethink my strategy just a little bit and put a little bit more into skeletal mage than what I thought.
Just follow this guide. I just linked it to you in Discord.
Oh, sure, okay.
Max rolls, summon necromancer guide. I'll show you what you want, what pieces you want,
Oh, sure, okay.
what ideal items you'd want in your bag,
Oh, wow.
and
I mean, I do love guides. They're great, but at the same time, I like kind of. I take it. You guys are meta players. You guys like to kind of.
I'm not meta by any
Okay.
means.
Oh, really?
but
Okay, okay.
but but I'm still gonna follow a strict plan. Even
I see.
if it's not a meta build, it's still gonna be a build that works. I'm not just gonna have like a bunch of mumbo jumbo all over the
Oh,
place.
yeah, absolutely. Right, right.
So if you are gonna like do a summon necro, like that might be a good point of reference at least.
Sure, yeah, yeah. I usually, when I look at guides,
It's using Enigma that you want. It's got a lot of pieces on there that you were mentioning that you were looking at.
yeah, yeah. I sometimes tailor make it just a little bit, like maybe I'll tweak it just a little bit, like the guide, to add my personal little touch to it. But yeah, I do like looking at guides, and sometimes maybe I'll look at like a few of them and take certain parts from it, you know. Um, but yeah, yeah. So Necro for me, and Genesis, you said you were gonna go with a windy druid. Oh, my last stream that I did like a few hours or so ago, I was doing Diablo Devolution X, and I think you guys might remember, or I don't know, were you here in one of my streams? But 12 inches folded is his name, and he's going to be playing as well. And he's going to go with a windy druid, he said too. And I brought up how you were going to do that. He's part of the guild too. He just recently joined. His name is Marcus. But yeah, he's known as 12 inches folded. So that would be kind of cool to have two windy druids. He was deciding whether he wanted to go windy druid or shapeshifter wolf. And I said, well, it would be cool to have two windy druids. I mentioned how you said it was something like his skills were like half physical and half cold, or maybe I got that wrong. But and then he said it was like that's right. Okay. Okay. That goes for all the skills, right? Like tornado is half physical, half cold.
No,
Okay. How's it
no.
go?
Hurricane is cold damage, and
Okay.
Tornado and
Cold.
Twister are physical damage.
I see.
Um,
Okay.
but you use both of the abilities, like
Mm.
currently. One is kind of like an aura. It's a shield that you kind of just keep on you. It's a little more passive as long as you keep it up. So that's Hurricane,
Right.
and that's cold damage. And then your kind of more active abilities would be Arctic Blast, which is also cold, or the physical Twister or
Got it.
Tornado. One's more of an AoE and one's a single target.
And okay. And
But I'm going to
speaking.
be fire until 30 and then switch specs at 30.
Okay, right, because I think we were talking about how in like Nightmare and Hell, particularly in Hell, there's a lot of fire immunes, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably more lightning immunes than fire.
More
As
lightning.
Jen and I
Lightning.
experienced.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's more lightning immunes than anything. But
And
the
But
immunities in Hell become more problematic.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to say real quickly too. Hey, 12 inches folded. He's here in the stream right now. So he said that's right. LOL. So good of you to join. So he's checking us out here and just listening to our strategy build. But 12 inches. Since you are part of the Adventurers Guild, as are we all. Do you have Discord? Do you use it? Maybe I'm not so good at linking these things, like how to go about linking a Discord to have someone join. So maybe if one of you guys are able to do that,
I got it.
yeah, maybe we can. If you have a Discord, and it's not very hard to create one. If you want to create one, or if you have one already, we can send you a link, and then you can come join us.
Do you want it linked in your stream on YouTube?
You know what? I think I guess that would be okay, right? Um, yeah, yeah. You know, when people watch back this, it will still show up, but I don't know if there's not a security thing, but like maybe we can get some not so good people that will join it. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, that's why I asked. But,
okay, I see. Um, hmm.
I
I
wouldn't
have a
worry
way
about
of,
it.
yeah, I don't have a way of linking it to him without like
I wouldn't
knowing
worry
his.
about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Oh no, we can just link it in the group chat in the guild 12 inches. Um,
Okay, I'll do it there.
yeah, yeah. Do that. In fact, put it on the board. Do you know what I mean? Just throw it up on the discussion board, so that way, because everyone, of course, is, there's no bad people there. We're all fellow guildies. And just click on that 12 inches, and you can come join the discussion. Were you cool with that? You haven't said anything in a while. Is this still streaming? Okay,
Yeah, you're
hold
still
on. Let me
streaming.
see something. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, it's still on.
It's linked in the
Okay,
Facebook
he's talking back to me here on the Facebook. Yeah, I'm still in the stream. Oh no no no. Okay, I'm finding out if he knows what Discord is. And you know, this way, 12 inches. I mean, I don't know if you want me using your real name, but we're gonna go. Oh, it says yes. Aha. IDK. I think that means I don't know. Oh, I don't know why you aren't getting my replies. I said some stuff on the stream. Oh, really? Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
it's there.
Okay,
I see
now
it.
it's come up. Yeah, my thing is a little behind, so I apologize for that. If you're on a later, I'll come by and chat. Gotta walk my dog. Oh, my doggos right now before I head to the gym. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's no problem. 12 inches. Just know, you know, it's you're a guildie now. You're in an adventurers guild. So you know, it's all good. So there's no need to fear or anything. Okay, but anyways, let's get back to I guess the builds and stuff like that. Do you want to continue with your other? What was it? Your other? Like you were deciding also, you wanted to do like summons?
Who? Me?
No, Genesis. Were you thinking about doing summons, or was that just on Project Diablo, right?
Just Project Diablo. I'll probably have Oak Sage.
Ah, okay, okay.
Kind of a useful ability,
Mm.
but kind of undecided about having a bear or not yet.
Mm. Okay. Well, having a bear together with your windy druid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And yeah, what about you, Trajan? Oh,
I will be a bow Amazon with the Valkyrie.
yes. Valkyrie, okay. Boson. Okay, very good. Yeah, break down your skills.
It's just gonna be a physical one, so whether I go like multi-shot or if I go strafe, I'll decide then.
Mm.
I usually end up going strafe though.
Mm.
I just kind of like how strafe plays. Most people like, a lot of people like going with the multi-shot.
Yeah, I
But
like multi-shot.
I,
Yes.
I,
The
I don't know,
strafe,
I've always kind of liked strafe. Just gotta be careful,
it's got
not
to be
getting
a lot
stuck
of
when you're
people.
standing.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. But it's got to be a lot of
But
enemies on the screen, and you notice how it's different from how strafe was in how strafe is in D3.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I played strafe a lot,
yeah.
so
That's what was weird on
um,
D3 when I saw it for the first time. How it was.
but yeah, in fact I mostly didn't play strafe in D3. It was only last season when I actually used it.
Ah,
Um, with
okay.
that new armor that they had that buffed it. But yeah, I'll be a physical Amazon, physical bow.
Physical bow. Okay.
Yeah.
12 inches actually is still here, but he put his 2 cents in saying debating on Pally because they are absolutely broken. Well, do you care to elaborate on that, 12 inches? And like I said, yeah, if you're going to walk your dogs very quickly, and if you're still thinking of going to the gym right away, otherwise, if you want to still hop on, you can explain verbally, which is, the best way, I think. But, it's okay too if you just want to explain here in the chat. I take it, Genesis, you have my thing open as well, so that's why you can see my chat. Okay, excellent. Okay. Do you know what he's talking about, you guys, about the Pally being broken?
It's like the best class in the game. Um, it's got the highest like block rate of all classes. Like multiple BIS builds. If you're going hammered in, you're gonna go Zeal. So if you're gonna go Smite build, it's certainly like super high survivability, and it's the top tier class and builds for Ubers if you're gonna farm that stuff. I plan to make one like after my Amazon just to do solely Ubers with it.
Actually leveling one right now on Project Diablo.
Yeah, with the Pally,
Just to
I
play
saw.
with.
Yeah. I mean, I saw one build where someone created a smiter, recommending that for doing those Uber runs. Smiter
Yeah,
paladin.
their auras is just really good. Like I said, they're super survivable. They have pretty good like frames per second on the block, and they have several different really good auras for buffing parties. Not just with like attack or defenses, but like resists as well. And yeah,
Oh
they're
yeah,
really good.
I love that salvation. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They've got an
The
aura for everybody. It's
12
one of the
inches
best
here
classes
says
you can have.
in every game there's a Pally. Blizzard makes them OP.
Yeah, he's right.
He's right.
Any group
Yeah.
is going to want to have a paladin in it. He's
Oh,
absolutely right.
absolutely. Yeah. Mm. Well, um, what else can we discuss? What other strategy can we talk about?
Well, like I said, you were saying earlier that your biggest concern is how you're getting those high runes. And judging from what I've seen early on in the economy, I'm not sure how it's going to go. Gear might be probably more likely inclined to get traded more often because people are still looking for lots of it.
Yeah.
But as a couple weeks, if you get some good items that are tradable, you might want to jump on it within the first couple weeks pretty quick, because things are going to get farmed out really quick and people are going to get stacked up on items and they're just going to get rid of them. And like I said, when I was scouring trading boards on at least Project Diablo, there wasn't a time where I had an item that someone had, even if they posted it 3, 4 hours, 5 hours prior, where they had traded it already.
Wow.
There was never that moment. They always had the item still. So good items might be more valuable and easier to trade early on, even if they're not like fully mapped, like even if they fully didn't roll the best. But as time goes on, like from my experience, at least with Project Diablo, you're not gonna be able to trade them as well. They're just gonna sit in your bags on your bank tunes.
Yeah.
So otherwise, what I'm saying there, mainly the main point is, after a few weeks, items are not going to be a good way to get high runes. That's in my opinion, like, because just people aren't buying them.
The best way is getting high runes.
They're all selling their items for high runes, but they're not buying items with high runes. Right? Unless you've got like the perfect item that they want.
I was just gonna say, I think the exception to that would be if you get something that gets like perfect rolls on something.
It's perfect roll and with sockets. If it can have sockets, like it has to be perfect, and then you've got yourself a nice little gold mine. But you get like that something early on though, like you might be able to capitalize on it and get a decent amount for it, but that's if people have the currency to buy it.
Yes.
I would want you to lowball what if you have a really good item that no one can afford early on yet. Otherwise, a good way to farm high runes is doing lower cuirass.
Yeah.
Lower cuirass, okay.
They have these super chests.
Countess will never really drop anything super high, even on Nightmare or Hell.
Lower cuirass, doing the super chests, or by these little campfires in these huts, like they will net you high runes.
I see. Okay. And also here from 12 inches, he says, before I go, from my memory, killing Baal in Hell is a good way to farm high runes. Okay, so that's another tip. So thank you for that. Yeah. I've seen videos where someone said just keep on farming Nightmare Baal, was it? Or was it Diablo? No, I can't remember. To get something like the Alibaba sword. Well, yeah, the Alibaba sword. What was it? Baal to get the Shaco. Yeah, I think I saw some video. You know, if you want to get Shaco. Go kill Baal on Nightmare. So that's another way to get it. I honestly never thought much of this. You know, certain bosses in certain places that will drop these unique items. Real quickly, they're called uniques now, right? Because I get, because of Diablo 3, now I'm getting confused. Is it, they called uniques or are they called legendary? You know what I mean?
They're called uniques.
They're called uniques, right? Okay, and then the set items. The uniques, I just always thought it was purely random, you know, when it would drop, but like what would drop. Bosses, of course, and certain chests have a higher chance to drop a unique, but I never knew really that. I always thought maybe it's a myth or something that, you know.
There's certain mobs that, like gloams and those kind of more ethereal mobs that don't have a chance to drop armor, and so their chance to drop runes is slightly higher. I've had personally good luck in just Nihilak area on
Yeah.
Hell. I don't kill him because he's kind of a jerk, but just just clearing the dungeon, I've had a little bit of good luck there.
Right. So
Um,
like the enemies around him.
yeah, but Cuirass I think is the common uh, has the highest chance
I see.
to drop, but there's somewhere there's a if you're like interested in the technicalities, there's a very good article on exactly how the loot tables work and how they're rolled and what levels of monsters can drop what level of gear and runes and kind of it's a very in-depth guide on how that works mechanically in the code of the game. You just do a search for it.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that, and I'll browse it a little bit. But of course, I don't want to read too much into it because I guess just for me being a more of a role player, I like the mystery of if certain creatures drop certain things too. Sometimes once you hear it and then you know it, or maybe you just kind of learn it on your own, things that you've noticed. Then of course they'll stay with you. Uh, if it's something like where I discover, I don't know if I would call them glitch, but like kind of like what you said, right? That guide on who has a chance of dropping what. If it's something I've noticed, say by myself, playing and just farming and doing like a certain area and killing certain bosses over and over, and notice these things, and I discover it for myself. For me, I feel like that's okay. That I know that I came across that knowledge through my discovery, even though maybe others have known it already and put up on site. But I feel like it feels more rewarding that I discover it myself. You know what I mean? Part of the
Yeah,
role
I
playing.
mean, this guide doesn't talk about any specific items. It just
Oh,
talks about um, the way that the game rolls on the loot tables,
oh,
like
I got it.
the way
Okay,
that the um, the code works. It doesn't
I
talk about
got it.
any specific items. Just there's different classifications of monsters within the
Yeah,
code, whether they're a boss, an act boss, a super unique elite, and they all have various percentages for rolling various various levels of things, runes, and the game kind of works its way through each loot table when the boss is killed, and so you can kind of peek under the hood if that's something
yeah,
that you're interested in at how the game determines that. But there's not really any discussion of which bosses might have a tendency to drop specific items.
yeah. Okay, then that's not so bad. That could actually be for like an interesting read. I do like that. And yeah. I mean, I'll do a search, but I mean, also if there's any kind of interesting articles, about these types of things, feel free to either just drop it here in the Discord or also just put it up on the discussion board. That way, there's like a few other D3, D2 players. I know Xenoc is another one in addition to Sean. Aligar is gonna get it eventually. He's currently playing a game called Scum, SCUM, if you've heard of that one. I guess it's almost like a 7 Days to Die. Have you heard of that game? Or Conan Exiles? Okay, it's one of those, I guess it's called like survival build kind of games, if you've ever heard
Okay,
of it.
like Valheim.
Valheim, yes, like that. That was another one he was playing, and then he moved on. First, it was Conan Exiles, and I played Conan Exiles 2 with him for a while. It was like an on-off kind of game for me, which, of course, absolutely love it. And then he went on to Valheim, and while still going back to Conan, and then now he's moved on to Scum. And then of course we did 7 Days to Die, actually even before Conan Exiles. And Ark is another game, ARK. I don't know how you guys feel about those types of games. I think they're pretty cool, but of course, the nature of that game is just to expand, exploring the land, and it's for the most part empty. There's no quests or NPCs or towns really, and then you just harvest material like trees and rocks, kind of like a Minecraft type thing, and then you just build your town, your buildings and your base and stuff like that. It is cool, but yeah, I prefer my Skyrims, you know what I mean, and Baldur's Gate, games like that. And of course, very similar to like WoW, right? Having quests and side missions and the main quest and Elder Scrolls Online. So RPGs, more traditional RPGs and MMO RPGs. But yeah, Alagar will eventually be joining us. So we have another player there. Alex, I think he mentioned he was going to get it. He even did a test to see if his PC will run it. Pretty sure it would have run it anyways, but he did it, and he said, yeah, it's all good. So hopefully he's able to get that opening day, which I think he will. So we should have at least 5 or 6 people, maybe even up to 7 people when we start. And when I say those 5 to 7 people, I'm talking about people from Adventurers Guild and my brother, of course. Nope. Is everyone still there? Or maybe I put you all to sleep?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
7 people. Good. I'm
Okay.
ready to be carried. I'm ready to
You're
be
ready-
carried.
Are you ready to what now? What's that word?
I'm ready for you to carry me.
Ready for me to carry you? I don't think so. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to warn you here. I'm gonna be probably the slowest out of all of you. When I say slow, not mentally slow or or even necessarily, well, I guess like somewhat slow in a progression, because I'll try to limit that, but I said I'm a role player, so I tend to just I'll talk to the NPCs, whereas you guys would probably just skip them. Even though I've heard them before in the past, but this being special edition, and it being like 10-15 years since I've last played it, it's gonna like be new to me again, and to just experience that, look at all the little nuances in the game and the minutia, all the little fine details that they put in there. I eat that stuff up like candy. It helps with my immersion and everything, and I just absolutely love it. It's probably something you're discovering new about me. But if you've seen any of my other past, if you go ahead and watch back my Skyrim Let's Plays, I get like that. I get very into it. I try to stay in character, and yeah, and
I mean,
at the same time
having
I'm
just
narrating.
recently leveled through at least 10 times through the acts. Like, I probably will skip the dialogue, but I will probably watch all the new cinematics.
Yes, there we go. Okay, very good, very good.
That's probably my plan.
Okay, yeah, that's at least for me too.
But I
is to
did
watch
have
that.
I did have a playthrough that I stopped and listened to all the dialogue and read it.
Like when you were new, of
I
course.
didn't
to
do
the
it
game,
with
right?
Trajan because he goes too fast.
Oh yeah,
with
I can
that, but
imagine.
yeah.
I'll watch the cinematics that I haven't seen yet
Mm,
on like
mm.
Max Roll or some website before I even play it, and that way I can skip them all.
Oh God, okay.
He's
Well,
gonna
here's the
be
thing.
stuck waiting for me to watch him anyway, so
If
you
someone,
might as
'cause-
well just watch him.
yeah, I was gonna say, if someone skips the cutscene, like we're all grouped together, if someone skips it, does it skip it for all, or will it kind of
No, I'm gonna be gaining XP, and you're gonna be watching the video. That's what's gonna happen.
okay, so that I'm okay with that. That's fine. And then just send a TP, and then I'll take it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's what I mean by I might be a little slow in that regard, but so it's not like an all the time thing. I'm not gonna talk to every single NPC. To be quite honest, I'll do that if I'm just playing on my own time. I'll make like a separate video on that where I'm just kind of exploring the world of D2R. What is the game world? I can't remember what it's called. I just keep thinking it's just called Tristram, but Sanctuary. How can I forget that? Right. Where I do an exploration, or maybe make an ASMR video of it, right? Checking out Sanctuary, and have the dialogue be very soft, right? Because I'll be talking to everyone. So that I'll save it for that. But still, during gameplay, I might talk to like one or two people, like Kane, for example. He's always full with such wonderful lore, which I absolutely love. I love lore in RPGs, and that's one of the things I absolutely loved in D3. You go into the journal; it had great like journal keeping and great codexes. You can just listen or read through the different kind of monsters. So I love that.
I noticed you had an interest. This is a little bit off topic in ASMR.
Sure.
Like you have some videos on it. What got you into that?
The ASMR? I'm trying to think exactly. Did someone introduce me to those, or I think it would have been like years ago, and I think I just came across one. I'm like, what is this? Because you know what it was? I believe it was an ASMR video where someone was kind of like drawing the map of Tamriel. That's the game world in the Elder Scrolls, and like Oblivion and Skyrim. He was drawing the Skyrim map. He was like quite the artiste, and it was an ASMR video. And I've noticed, okay, ASMR. I have to remember that. And then I just discovered more and more videos like that, where they do like this kind of role play thing, and I'm into that. So I'm really almost like is it called It's not called cosplay, is it? Is it because this is more or like a LARPing type thing, but not really LARPing, where they stay into character, and like if they're role playing like a pirate or like a wizard or like an apothecary, they'll dress up as it, and then they'll act like they'll play the role. So that's the thing that got me into it. It all started with a Skyrim ASMR video many years ago, and then I tried my hand at it. I'm sad to report. Yeah, go ahead.
You've made your own ASMR videos?
They're not great, but yeah, you can go ahead and check them out. I have an ASMR category. It's mostly like kind of exploring the land, and doing some book reading, and
okay.
and yeah, reading the lore. Do you have my Let Us Play channel? Do you know what that is?
I have it saved somewhere. That's
okay. So you're aware of that.
Somewhere.
Okay. Are you aware of my? Oh well, you're aware of it now, right, Genesis? Because you're seeing my stream.
Yep.
Okay. Please subscribe if you have a YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my subscriber count up there. I'm very small. I'm very small time here on YouTube. So it'd just be kind of nice if I don't want to get too much into detail, but of course, with COVID and it's affected a lot of jobs and the economy. If I'm able to monetize my videos and I can be able to make a little something on the side, while earning income, it would help me a lot. So that's the reason why I never really thought much of it, but now it would. I could really use that.
Maybe ASMR will be the thing that gets you there.
Maybe it doesn't get thousands of views. None of my videos do. I might have like one where it's like maybe something that's like a current topic, or when I put up a footage of an episode of something like a clip, that would get like a lot or some of my reactions would get a lot, but for the most part, I don't get a lot of views, I'll just say. You can see the numbers for yourself, but of course the number of subscribers I have reflect that, right? But and who knows, maybe you might get the taste for making YouTube videos yourself. It's quite fun. No, it's
Nah.
it's quite fun. Just it goes hand in hand with my role playing style. Like even back in the day, basically the way I play my games and when I'm streaming it or role playing it, or let's play or recording a let's play, is pretty much the same. The only difference is I'm narrating, of course, a bit more often, or just really I'm narrating and talking through my plan and engaging the quote unquote audience. Whereas if back in the day, back in the 80s or 90s, I'm not, when I play, I'm just doing the role playing aspect. There's no need to narrate. Who am I narrating to? Back then. So that's really the only difference. But yeah, I get into it. Back in the day, I got the graph paper, and I have to graph out the maps of certain places, like in Bard's Tale. In Ultima 4, whenever I get so into it, I'm writing what the shops have for sale, like a magic axe or a wand, and I will write down the description of that and kind of create my own, in one of those notebooks. What do you call those? The school notebooks that you take to school, and create my own little strategy guide to the game, my little manual / strategy guide. So I'm that much into it. How about you guys? Like what started you guys? Yeah, I know now we're getting like off subject of discussing builds and strategy, right? But it's okay. It's just how it goes when doing hangouts. What kind of games got you into this type of game? RPGs in general. Are you guys technically into RPGs, or you're just into Diablo and into maybe World of Warcraft, and you don't play so much like Skyrim or Oblivion or
Just I like games. Fun, good video games. Yeah.
just fun?
I've always liked Diablo. Yeah.
And you've always liked Diablo. Okay.
I'm pretty new to Diablo. I didn't start playing till, what was it, like 2 months now?
Mm.
Yeah.
Trajan sort of brought me into Diablo 3, and it's really fun. I've been playing Craft for like 15 years.
Wow.
I took a break for a couple of years in there, but pretty much continually played Classic, and then my very first video game many years ago, like true computer video game, PC game, was Myst.
Myst. Okay. Yeah, I know of that one.
That's what started the rabbit hole for me.
It's a classic point and click.
Yeah, I spent a long time. Used to very much enjoy games like Caesar 3 and Pharaoh. They're kind of city builder, kind of army strategy games.
Yeah.
And then
there's a game
also,
called. I was gonna say, like, that strategy game that you're talking about, like that military strategy thing. There's a game called Myth, Myth. You probably heard of that. So not Myth.
No.
Okay. Oh.
The Caesar 3 and Pharaoh games were more focused on the city building aspect, and I enjoyed that kind of thing. And then from there, like games like Civilization.
Yeah.
And Age of Empires, Age of Mythology.
What about games like Heroes
playing...
of Might and Magic? Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I played that a little bit. My first kind of introduction into RPGs, I didn't really enjoy them, to be honest. I think my first real RPG was a game called Arcanum.
I heard of that. Yeah.
And like it felt like just too much just walking around to me at the time. Like, oh, I gotta like walk over to this guy, then I gotta go like walk way far away, and it felt really boring. Like, oh, I'm just walking. Like,
right.
you know. And so
Yeah.
I didn't play for a long time, and I was really resistant to trying Warcraft because of that. That whole idea, and it is kind of a bit of a meme in the genre. I mean, I know Day 9 has a stream, he streams once a week playing an RPG, and that the title of that,
Yeah.
that day of his stream is called Mostly Walking.
Mostly
Uh,
walking. Yeah.
so,
Skyrim can be mostly walking.
I mean, I think World of Warcraft solved a little bit of that with flight paths and stone, and so I was able to kind of get past that initial thing, but and I don't mind it so much anymore. But I didn't really play a lot of RPGs until I started playing World of Warcraft. I also really enjoy a game called Factorium.
What is it called? Factorium?
Factorio, yes.
Factorio.
And that is about automation and optimization, and it's a hard game to describe, but I think it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a niche game, but
now I've wanted to ask, how did you get into the tabletop D&D? Before you got into the PC gaming, or was it? Do you think it was?
Yeah.
Oh,
that I was like in high school. I think. Like, I'm not gonna. I could date myself and.
No, you don't have to do that. But, no need, no need.
But
yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely long before any interest in video games or computer gaming. I had a bunch of friends in high school that one of them was put together a campaign, and we would spend a weekend drinking Mountain Dew and eating Doritos, and
that is the best. That is the life. That's the way.
And,
I mean,
I've always been a big fan of fantasy
films, right?
I'm a big I like to read a lot, and so I've always been a big fan of fantasy genre in terms of books. Lord of the Rings, Wheel of Time.
Oh God, yeah.
All that kind of
Wheel
stuff.
of Time.
So
that's a new.
A natural fit.
That's a new series coming out on Amazon. Wheel of Time.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. I've read the books. I have signed copies of some of them. I'm super excited for that.
His Dark Material. His Dark Material. That's a book series as well.
Oh,
have you heard of that?
It.
Oh, you haven't? No, okay. His Dark Material. It's you might have remembered the film from like the mid 2000s. It might have been like 2006 or 7, called The Golden Compass, with Yorick Bernstein, the bear, and Nicole Kidman, isn't it?
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. I'm not much of a movie watcher.
Oh, okay.
To be perfectly honest.
Even the fantasy?
I get too antsy. There are some movies that I can watch, but I don't watch a lot of movies.
I see. Okay. Well, I mean, you've probably seen Conan, the original Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan the Destroyer, Willow. You've probably seen those classics.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Tom Cruise's Legend.
Oh yeah.
With Mia Sara and Tim Curry, of course. Yeah, there's an Arrow edition coming out of that. Okay.
That's a great film, but I would not call myself an expert.
Well, if you're not a big movie fan, but if you're just maybe more towards a certain genre of films, more than just like general in movies, fantasy and sword and sorcery, fantasy, medieval, is a good way to go. That's a good genre to pick, to be to specifically be into a certain type of films. Stuff like Braveheart and Gladiator and all those. So that's good. Yeah, I'm thinking if you're interested too, Trajan, maybe, and if you don't mind, Genesis, one day. It doesn't have to be super soon, just whenever we start to feel like it. Maybe even after we play some D2R, and we can set some time aside. We can do a D&D campaign with, if you don't mind, Genesis, you would have to be the DM. And I think you said you could do it, right?
I do not have time to DM a D&D campaign.
Oh, can you can you
That
just
is a
improv
huge
something?
That is a huge investment of time and energy that
Oh, so
I
you don't
just
you,
don't
you
have.
you don't play anymore then, or you just
Uh,
play with a group to where someone else is a DM?
I haven't for a while.
Oh, that is too bad.
Before COVID, I was playing in a campaign with some people, but I'm not really actively playing anymore.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay, okay. I guess the closest thing we can get to would be playing. You had to have heard of this, Baldur's Gate 3, and I think it's yeah, Larian Studios put that out. Have you guys heard of Baldur's Gate 3?
Nope.
Oh, that's a Dungeons and Dragons RPG, and it follows. I don't know what the latest rules of Dungeons and Dragons are, because there's many, there's, I don't even know. I mean, I think when I played it, it was like third edition, fourth. Well, hold on here. I have it's probably more than that. I can't find my strategy guide anymore. It was my player's handbook, but it was the ones where I notice when people are playing D&D now, when they're playing it, they don't use a map. Everything's like completely in the imagination, But when I played it, I hate to say it, but in my day, even though technically it's not that long ago, it was 2003 all the way up to like maybe 2008 was the range where I was active in it. Never the DM. I tried one time, it's just as a joke, and I was quite bad. But during those days when I would play, it would be a cloth map, and or there'd be these cards, and then you would lay them out, and we'd have to place our minis. They're called minis. They're figurines of where you are on the map. So we had to play with the map. So if we're in combat, we had to place the monsters. The DM would place the monsters somewhere, and then we would place ourselves on the map. And then if we move like 30 feet, every square is 5 feet. So you would have to, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you know what I mean? So that's the way we would have to play it, and we'd have to be wary of, if we cast a fireball spell, where we cast it, and if it gets any of your teammates within the radius, and you look at the map for that. But nowadays, they don't do that at all. So I don't even remember if it was 4th edition or 5th edition. They don't even call it that anymore. They call it just like 3E or something. Well, I guess the E for edition, but that's what they refer to it now, or 5E or something. But back in my day, quote unquote, it was, third. They called it like 3rd edition or 4th edition. But yeah, I miss those days. And playing Baldur's Gate 3, we could all play that together, and it's basically maybe the closest we can get to playing the pen and paper D&D without needing an actual DM. You know what I mean? Because the PC is a DM, and they've done their best to try to make it so the game is kind of unpredictable, and you have these the dice that you would roll, like the D20, and you would see the virtual dice roll on the screen, just like how you would do it back in the day. Go ahead and look it up. Look up the YouTube videos if you just want to see the trailer. Look up some gameplay. See where it's at. It's still in early access. But if it interests you, I mean, I have it already. It is $60. I had to put out the $60, when I got it late last year, and it's still in early access. If you're not familiar with early access, it means it's before the game is complete. You can actually kind of buy into it, sort of like a Kickstarter type thing, and you help them out with the money that you use to pay for the game, and they kind of use that money, to work on the game to finish it. But yeah, so that's the best we can do is Baldur's Gate 3. So maybe not such a good idea to do it right now, since we'll be invested in Diablo 2 Resurrected. We don't want to be juggling 2 games at once.
It would be 3 for me.
3 games. Okay. Wow.
I am also still playing World of Warcraft.
Oh, right. Yeah, I still, I've got to check that out and see what it's like, because my extent, of World of Warcraft knowledge is through ASMR videos, and they're not fighting in those. They're just kind of exploring the world, So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the game, what all that entails. What I do like is I've seen the mounts in those games, and I've seen some that fly, so I really like that. I wish Elder Scrolls Online had flying mounts, but they don't. But I do like those flying mounts.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. They're kind of.
Yeah.
Some people don't like them. They feel it makes the world feel smaller. But,
Oh.
I'm fine with that if it means less time walking.
Walking. There we go. Back to Arcanum. It all comes back to Arcanum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. We've been discussing, Diablo 2 Resurrected, and kind of delve into other topics, even though it's still, within that lane for the most part of fantasy RPGs. Any other thing you guys want to add or talk about, or strategies? Because maybe we should start to kind of end it, unless you can think of other things that we can discuss with it, or about Diablo 2 Resurrected. If you want to talk about economics, alternate builds, or I really think Trajan, you would be the one for that, because since I would say like both of you and Genesis, but since it seems like you're the most knowledgeable of it, of us, in the game. Maybe you can, if you'd like to talk about it a little bit more.
I mean, my goal is to gear by Amazon and then get a paladin up through gear I just acquire while on the Amazon, and ultimately get that paladin running in Ubers and getting us access to torches and
Yes. Oh God,
and stuff like that. That's what I'm maybe pushing.
that's gonna be great. Just as a refresher, though, with those torches, it's only one torch that drops. Is that right?
Yep, and it's what class it is.
Yeah. Okay. I remembered something like that. I'll be quite honest. I've done it once, maybe even twice, back in the day, to do the Ubers, like no more than 2 times. So the way I would get my torches, and we've talked about this before, was that website third-party thing where you buy it with real money. So I would do things that way and get my high runes that way and all my SOJs that way. There came a time. I didn't start off that way, but when I got back into it, and we played with, remember the friend I met through playing Dungeons and Dragons. His name is Rogi, nicknamed Rogi. And what's that you say, Trajan? You said you knew him? He scammed you? What? Oh, okay, nothing. Never mind. But yeah, he's the one who introduced me to that website where you buy the stuff with real currency. So that's where I got into that bad habit. And I think I had it one time where I traded and I got some SOJs. Of course, this is back when the SOJs were the currency. And I had like maybe 10 SOJs just disappear on me. You know what I mean? But I think that site was like d2legit.com, something like that, d2legit. So, and because you're using real money, things wouldn't be duped, or or dupe, like a copy. So none of that stuff that I bought with the real money ever disappear on me. That was good, getting Enigma and stuff. But that's how I would get my torches and Anilus, and it's not going to be like that for Diablo 2 Resurrected. Two reasons why is I don't want to spend the money anymore for that, because it's, especially now, would be kind of a waste, and I need to be quite honest, and I'm sad to report, every penny I can get to survive. And number two is I don't think any of those sites exist, because maybe now it just sounds like there's something illegal about that, using the real money, to get the game pieces. So we're going to have to do it the hard way. So I take it, because you said when we're going to get when you build up your pally to get the torches, we are doing this as a group. Is that right? You're cool with that? Trajan?
I mean, that'll depend on like how hard it is, how geared my pally is.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
like
of
you
course.
can do it in a group as scale. So like if it's easier, then yeah, you can do it in a group. But if I'm already having enough time, just getting through it, and then someone comes in the party and I got to carry them on top of it, I'm not gonna be able to handle it.
Oh, I see. I see.
So it's gonna depend on a few things there.
You're talking about when someone comes. You're talking about just like strangers. Is that right? Like a stranger in the group.
Talking like if we're talking Ubers,
Mm-hmm.
and my paladin's doing it like maybe just barely doing it, or doing it like okay, speed and just surviving it, and someone goes in the group and they're just sitting there because they're gonna die the moment they do anything, then I might not be able to handle that when
Oh
it scales up.
boy. Oh boy.
So it depends
see.
like how geared the paladin is.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I'm talking, of course, when you have that all figured out, all sorted out. You have the gear that you want, and you're pretty much set. And I'm pretty sure at that time, the rest of us are gonna be able to kind of like hold our own a little bit. Then maybe we can actually set a private group up, and then a private game. I'll put a password and everything, and then we just kind of do that, and get ourselves some good gear, for each other. I think that'd be kind of fun, kind of fun to do. I've always felt like Diablo 2 is more of a item hunting game anyways, whereas 3 had a different kind of end game, stuff that you could do with, the Nephilim rifts, the Greater rifts, the bounties, the side missions, the side quests, and you can just team up with people and take on, bounties and doing quests. Whereas this one, it's more of like it becomes like a treasure hunt, but not always the case, you can kind of make up your own quests and say, oh, we have to kill Izzy for whatever reason, just, quote unquote pretend. And we go down there, kill Izzy, move on to the next quest that one of us kind of come up with, just to, add a little flavor, role-playing flavor to the game. In addition to just beating the game as a group and doing the quests like the Herodic Malice and putting the staff together, that's kind of, we can kind of, role play it, as a group
How
like that.
quickly do you see yourself getting into hell difficulty? How long do you think it'll take you to get to hell?
Okay, well, here's the thing. Even though I'm a role player, okay, but I also said, at the beginning that I'm willing to kind of move along with the group. You know what I mean? I don't want to hold anyone back. The slow stuff where I'm gonna, do some exploration and really talk to the NPCs and just listen to every piece of dialogue and look at every, detail and minutia in the game. And I'm talking about in the towns, right? Going into the bars and stuff like that. That I can do on my own. So however fast the group is going to do it, I'm going to be with you more or less. The only difference, or what's the word? I guess caveat, I think is the word, is that I will go through the cutscenes one time. I'm not every time when we play. I'm not going to, once I've seen it once, I just want to get it for the stream, so I have it on video, to kind of make it appear like my streams have somewhat of a concise story going on. And once I get it recorded once, I can just skip it from that point on. And maybe just talk to one or two NPCs, like just for the first time. But for the most part, it's just as fast as everyone else is going to go. Is that, like, what were you thinking? How fast
I don't know. Yeah, like I didn't know if you figured what your guess would be, how long it'd take you.
Yeah. It'll be as long as or as quickly, I should say, as you and the group and everyone else. Do you typically?
I mean, our goal is it comes out on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Our goal is like to be in hell on Saturday.
Okay.
That's my personal goal.
Yeah.
It may even be before that, but
sure.
That's what we're going to be doing.
Okay. No. I'm perfectly good with that. You know, just hit me up every time, and I'll try to. Mostly in like the afternoons, late afternoons and evening is kind of best for me. Around what time were you thinking? Because I
play. I'll be, depending what my situation is at home. If I'm playing, I'm going to be playing from 3 to 4.
Okay.
Pacific time till 2 in the morning Pacific.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. You know. I'll try to hold out for as long as I can for.
That's my usual,
maybe like midnight or 1 o'clock or something. Okay. No. I think it can still work out perfectly. Yeah. Because sometimes if I come on, I'll come on if maybe I'm like in the middle of the day and say no one else is really on. That's when I can, if I happen to be behind, I can just try to catch up, like on my own, for like a few levels until I kind of reach a point. And that's if I fall behind. But for the most part, yeah, I'm gonna stick with you guys. You know, stick with the group, stream it all, and we'll get to hell. And I'll just create a secondary character where I can kind of go at my own pace. You know what I mean? An alt character, like maybe a sorceress this time. Create her just for like Countess runs or something to start. That would be like my more slower paced, role-playing character. My necromancer, I'll stick with the group. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Okay. I am back, but I'm gonna have to like end it like in the next like minute or two. I'm gonna watch a Supernatural episode with my brother. You guys know the show Supernatural? I've seen it all already, but my brother hasn't seen it. So we're like, oh, you said you are familiar with that show, Genesis?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of it? Have you seen it all? Long time ago. Okay. Yeah, we're on season 14, so we're just gonna watch an episode and maybe put on a prime rib in the broiler or something. Have prime rib and a whiskey together with it while watching an episode, and some popcorn on the side, right? But yeah, so I'm gonna have to go. Any closing thoughts? Guys, want to close out with something?
Have fun.
Have fun. Okay. What about you, Trejan? Tregan?
Nothing, man.
Nothing. Okay. I'll just head over to Adria real quickly and buy a.
I sense a
full
soul in search of answers.
mana potion. Maybe about buy 2, because I'm completely empty on mana. I have not been playing. I've just been moving. If you've been watching it, Genesis, you'll see I just try to make the background a little bit more like a not variable to it. Variation, a little bit more variation to the background by moving from place to place. But yeah, I've been highly focused on our discussion, so it's great. Anyways, thanks guys, first of all, both to Trajan and to Genesis. Thanks so much for the stream and the hangout and the stream. So thanks guys. And thanks to 12 Inches Folded for joining in for a little bit. Hope you have a good workout, man. And of course, welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Greatly appreciated. And we're all looking forward to some Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's time to watch some Supernatural and say goodbye. So yeah, and that's it. I have to wait until this thing is caught up here for the stream and the hangout and the stream. So thanks guys. For the so I can and thanks to 12 Inches Folded for joining in for a little bit. Hope you have a good workout, man. And of course, it's going to be done within the Adventurers Guild. 10 seconds here. Because my stream's a little bit behind. We're all looking forward. If I end it, it's just going to cut off the Resurrected. It's time to watch some Supernatural and say goodbye. So